Forgot to mention, this little metal part right here slides underneath in between the engine block and the pull start. Just goes in between like that. So don't forget to install that. Okay, just screws right in. Just like this screw goes through there, lines up with that. These are T20s, you know. Okay, cool. So don't forget to line it up and put that back on there, because it's important, because the little thin part right here is exactly this. This pull start sits on top of this plastic cover. The thickness of this plastic cover, sorry, the pull start sits on top of this plastic. 1 second. Here we go. That's better. The pull start sits on top of this plastic cover, and then the thickness of that matches the thickness of this metal guard right here. So you need to put that back when you install it, okay? Otherwise it'll get wonky, and then it'll start to grind on the metal every time you pull on it, okay? The trimmer has a gearbox in it that it will, it kind of needs re-greasing. And, oops. All right. So we're going to pull this apart to make our lives a little easier. Let's bring that around. All right. Destroy it. Break it. Shake it. It's right here. And these are a bunch of T20s. Yeah, a bunch of T20s. Yeah. Now this is a closed system right here. This is the perfect place for that grease that I showed you earlier that I used. It's great for places like this right here. Yeah. What I want to do is just loosen this up, and I re-greased it already, but I wanted to show you me doing it, and I'm also going to do a little better job. I'm actually going to dip it in an ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Alright, here we go. So this here, right, is a this is a T20. No, I want the T27. Right. Okay, so that is the little tiny sort of gears kind of sit in there. I'm just going to spins. See, and this is a closed system. Well, mostly closed, you know, and it doesn't. It's not like NASA closed, but you get the point, right? And what I want to do is I want to just give this a good cleaning. You know, there's some rubber parts, it looks like, in here, so I'm not going to. That's all metal. This is. Let's see what this is. Okay, there's rubber there. Alright, so I am going to just go ahead and take my I can't dip this in the ultrasonic cleaner because there's rubber on there, but what I can do is spray it some carb cleaner All right, so I'll bring you back when I'm done that. Maybe I'll do the outside. Yeah, maybe I'll do this and the ultrasonic clean. I don't know. Whatever. I'll clean it, bring it back, grease it, and you'll see. How crazy is that? That's all the stuff I found. I dug out in here. Yeah, so I'm sure that all that stuff is going to compromise the actual functionality of this head. Anyway, so make sure you clean it out whenever you can, as frequently as you can. Right? Yeah? All right, great. So let's move that to the side. Okay, let's go ahead and grease this up. All right, again, I'm using this grease. Yeah, it's cornhead grease, and it's specifically designed for exactly this, just a closed system, you know. All right, so I didn't do the ultrasonic cleaner. Thought it was a little bit of an overkill, but whatever. I did give it a little bit of a bath. I cleaned it the best I could. Well, you can always clean it better, but I did a good job, I think. All right, so that goes like that. Okay. And this meshes together like this. So when that turns, right, this whole thing will turn once this gets engaged right here. See the little space right there? Okay. So let's go ahead and grease this up. Some of you are probably wondering, like, or just saying, dude, it's just a trimmer, right? Yeah, I get you. I understand. This is for educational purposes. If anybody wants to learn what's inside of a trimmer, how they work, how they fail, you know, that's what this is for, this video. So it's not your Maserati, it's not your Porsche, it's just a trimmer, but I want to show people how these things work and all the different stages of maintenance that can happen to help these things prolong their lives. You know? So, there you go. Yep, dude, it's just a trimmer. Yes, that's all it is. Okay, great. So we get a good bit of grease in there. That should hopefully last quite some time. Yeah, so that should sit on that like this. Yeah, perfect. All right, let's bring back the other parts. Try to screw this down. Okay. Okay. Back things up a bit. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, that's okay, good. Is that gonna work? All right. Here we go. So see that hole right there? Yes. Okay, that needs to slide onto that. That's how you know that's lined up. So I found it a lot easier to screws in here just to get it started, you know, just to hold it together. I want to line that up. So I need to see if that hole is... No. Oh, it's up here. There you go, right there. That's perfect. So that's a T20. Whole bunch of T27s. I was saying to you, with some redundancy, I wish I had a pressure washer. This is one of those moments I would absolutely spray this thing down. But I'm working on that right now. I acquired a couple. Just need to fix them. And you're gonna come along on the journey with me. Yeah, that's, at least I hope you will. Alright, good. So there you go. So that's how you take care, maintain that head. So in general, this is just going to be a way happier trimmer. Probably should clean that, but whatever. It's like one of those things, I'm not really sure. Well, either way, you get the idea. That should be it. Last thing we have to do now is just turn it on. How crazy is that? That's all the stuff I found. I dug out in here. Yeah, so I'm sure that all that stuff is going to compromise the actual functionality of this head. Anyway, so make sure you clean it out whenever you can, as frequently as you can. All right? Yeah? All right, great. So let's move that to the side. Okay, let's go ahead and grease this up. All right, again, I'm using this grease. Yeah, it's cornhead grease, and it's specifically designed for exactly this, just a closed system, you know? All right, so I didn't do the ultrasonic cleaner. Thought that was a little bit of an overkill, but whatever. I did give it a little bit of a bath. I cleaned it the best I could. Well, you can always clean it better, but I did a good job, I think. All right, so that goes like that. Okay. And this meshes together like this. So when that turns, this whole thing will turn once this gets engaged right here. See the little space right there? Okay, so let's go ahead and grease this up. Some of you are probably wondering, like, or just saying, dude, it's just a trimmer, right? Yeah, I get you. I understand. This is for educational purposes. If anybody wants to learn what's inside of a trimmer, how they work, how they fail, that's what this is for, this video. So it's not your Maserati, it's not your Porsche, it's just a trimmer, but I want to show people how these things work and all the different stages of maintenance that can happen to help these things prolong their lives. See that hole right there? Yes. Okay, that needs to slide onto that. That's how you know that's lined up. So. So that's how you take care, maintain that head. So in general, this is just a way happier trimmer. Probably should clean that, but whatever. It's like one of those things, I'm not really sure. Well, either way, you get the idea. That should be it. Last thing we have to do now is just turn it on. So this trimmer and I have a love affair, I guess. It doesn't want to leave. Let's talk about it. So we have compression. I checked that. I didn't show you, but it's at 130 psi. We have spark. When this spark plug is out of the chamber, you can see this. You can see the spark. See the spark? Got lots of spark. Difference. Here's what's important. Spark, atmospheric pressure is totally cool. Spark inside of a cylinder is very different. Electrons just need a little bit more push. Sorry, they behave a little differently. All right. So if we have like 130 psi, right, the spark plug itself needs to convert what's happening from this wire to the best of its ability to create a spark for the compression that's in there. And there's a formula for it. I don't remember exactly right now, but that's what's happening, right? That's one way we can look at this problem. So I got a new spark plug to test it. All right. The other thing is, like, this was very wet, so I let this sit for a couple of hours and dry out, and all right. Looks pretty good. I'm going to drain this tank right now. So I'm going to put that back in there. I also got the right fuel mixture. It's 40-1 for this, not 50-1. And yeah, so I'm going to drain this out, get this all dry, put the spark plug back in there, dribble a little bit of fuel in there, see what happens, and then we'll go from there. This is our new spark plug. It's a E3.16. We're going to use that spark plug. Give it a little test, drop a little fuel in the spark plug chamber, see if it runs. And then if that runs well, I got to check and see if the keyway is broken off or not. It doesn't. I don't think it will, because it doesn't make sense, because the flywheel wouldn't be able to spin in the first place. But anyway, that's the path I'm going to take, because I need to check the timing after that. All right. This might be a little hard to see, but the actual, it's getting flooded inside the spark plug chamber, and the only thing I can think about that would cause that is an actual, the needle and seat could be no longer functional, even though I just replaced it, or yeah, needle and seat. Remember, there are two. I'll show it to you. Okay, so we have two little. This is the idle throttle, and this is just the fuel flow. This might be open too much. I'm not sure. I have to I'll probably shut them down, test it again, and see how much fuel enters into the chamber. See if it actually stops it all, and I can go from there. All right. Thing sounds like shit. Alright, so I don't really give up easily. You know, what's the point? So, I want to show you something. The trimmer has... Okay, let me back up some blah 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 blah. Alright, slowly, you can do this. Alright, so I noticed that this side was really wet, right? This is the part where the carburetor comes in. And, I was like, okay, so it's leaking fuel all over the place. Everything's rebuilt. Why is it an issue, right? Well, it's this. I think it's this O-ring right here. Oh, well, not O-ring, but you know, it's a rubber gasket that fits in there. I think that needs to be replaced, right? There's another one right here, right? This also sits next to the engine block. That needs to be replaced. I don't think that's doing anything. Right? And also, I made a mistake. With this gasket here, I had one on both sides, here and here and here. It only goes on one side. And I had it on both sides. So that's going to be an issue, you know? Anyway, that's what I figured out. The diagram was an instant giveaway. I hope I didn't ruin this too badly, but... Anyway, you get the point. Okay, so you already saw me put this together, and, you know, I don't need to share that again. Also, this I forgot. This goes, when I get to it, I'll record it again so you can see. All right, cool. So that's my hunch. Oh, hey, this is what's so funny, right? This is the part number. It's 753061189, and it's this entire unit. Right, this entire unit comes with that gasket and the other gasket that I want. Right, I'll open it for us. So this comes with, see it right here. Come on. There you go. That. Right, this is cheaper to buy both of those things together than it is to buy them separately, each one of those gaskets. So I just bought the whole thing. I'm going to just pull off the rubber gaskets and switch them out with these and see what happens. Or I'll just have to use that entire piece. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Alright, bye. Here's the old ring. Let's see if we can get that off. It's kind of hard to see, but it's super flat. I don't know if it should have some bulging out, you know. But let's just see if we can get that off there. I know it has wanted to fall out previously. So I'm being gingerly about it here. Okay, so that's the old. Grab the new one. See what the new one does. Okay, the new one definitely has, it's a little thicker, which would make sense because when it gets compressed next to the engine block, actually I'm not even sure which side I'm looking at, but anyway, as it gets compressed it will create a seal, right? So that's that. So this side has the, so we can get this off. You can do it. Alright, good. All right. This is the green. See how that looks. Yeah, it looks like that. Okay. Put that in like that, right? Okay. That should get a better seal. It's running a whole lot better. I'm going to use this tachometer to check and see the RPMs. The idle RPMs should be like somewhere near 2600. Let's see how close we get, right? If we got it right. So it's got it running with no choke. So let's start it up. Runs good, no choke. Don't need the choke. It's a little bit of gas. It's so much better. So it jumps around between like 2,000. Yeah, so like that's about 2.5, 2.25. It jumps around from around like let's say 2.25 all the way up to like 2,700 RPMs. That's what I'm getting in that range. So, and I'm sorry, you didn't see that, right? So from here to here, that's what I'm getting for RPMs. So it feels good. That's what it sounds like. Alright, this is the next day, cold start. Just want to see how it starts. No choke.
A little bit of throttle, a little gas.
Choke.
No choke.